Today I thought I would show you one of my absolute favourite lizards here in Australia. This would definitely be one of my favourites, and I know it's a lot of people's favourite lizards, and it is our Shingleback Skink. So this is Bob. Now these guys have lots of different names. So these guys are called shingleback lizards, pinecone lizards, double-headed lizards, bobtail lizards, sleepy lizards, horseshoe lizards. They have lots and lots of different names, but their most common name is a shingleback lizard. So depending on where you are from depends on what sort of nickname they have. So these ones aren't found here on the Gold Coast. They don't really like the humidity, so they're not found up in northern Australia. They're found more in the southwestern parts of Australia, so in the drier, arid regions. Now the reason they're called a shingleback is they have these scales on their body, and they're like a shingle, so they all overlap each other, and that helps protect them. So it's like a coat of armor, and it also stops them from dehydrating because it keeps a lot of moisture in their body. So sometimes where they live there might not be much water around, so they can retain moisture inside their body through their scales. So now you can have a look at his funny looking tail. This is where they get the name double-headed lizard. Ants crawling on me. Now if you have a look at his tail looks a lot like his head, and that's for a couple of different reasons. So the first reason that their tail is like this is to store food. So during the summer months when it's really warm and they're eating lots of food, they will store lots of fat in that tail, and that gets them through winter when they're not eating, because during winter time they'll shut right down, so their body will shut right down and they go into brumation, so which means they don't eat and they curl up under a log or a rock, and they'll only come out occasionally when it's a nice sunny day or something like that, and they might just bask in the sun, but they don't usually eat during winter. So they'll use up all their fat stores in their tail, so their tail's really important. The other thing is it makes them look like they've got two heads. So what happens if a predator was to come along, he might be poking out under a log or something, he'll poke his tail up like this. He wants to spin around. He'll poke his tail up like this so it looks like his head, and maybe a dingo or a bird of prey or something will come along. The dingo might grab him on the tail. He's got a 50-50 chance of escaping. So he can spin around, bite that dingo on the nose, and they do have quite powerful jaws because even though they mainly eat vegetation and flowers and little weeds and fruits and berries, they also do eat some insects as well. So they've got really powerful jaws. So if they were to bite onto a dingo's nose, it would let go pretty quickly. So that's how they protect themselves. The other way they protect themselves is that they have a blue tongue. If you can see his blue tongue, inside his mouth is bright red. So if a predator comes along, they'll open up their mouth really wide, poke out that big blue tongue. Inside the mouth is red, so it looks like danger, and the blue tongue can mean poison to other animals. So he wants his predators to think he's poisonous, even though he's not. So that's what he's doing. Now, he's not being rude at the moment by poking his tongue out at us. He's actually smelling and tasting the air. So lizards and snakes smell and taste the air with their tongue. That's how they find their food. So when he pokes out his tongue, he's picking up air particles, which he takes back to a little organ inside his head called a Jacobson organ. And that tells him what it is, whether it's food, danger, something that's warm or cold-blooded. It can tell him a lot. It's like a little mini computer inside his head. So that's what he's doing now. He's smelling, seeing if there's any food there on this log, so that you can see his tongue poking out there. Now he's only got these little legs, which tells us that he is mainly a ground-dwelling lizard. So they don't climb trees, so he doesn't have sharp claws for climbing trees. He's only got small legs, so he can't run very fast. So he lives on the ground, and they rely a lot on their camouflage to protect themselves. So they'll hide in amongst little shrubs and native plants or leaf litter, logs and rocks and things to protect themselves. So you can tell the colours in his skin would help him camouflage in the bush as well. So lizards, being a lizard means that they have ears. So he's got these little holes in the side of his head, whereas snakes don't have ears. So you can see those ears there. And he's got quite a big head too. Have a look at his big head. So another reason why he would have quite powerful jaws. There you go. So yeah, so they mainly eat vegetation, but they also eat a few little insects and things. And that's about it. So we'll put him away. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.